All right, Sam Tobin once again from Sound of Joy Music Services, and this is our summer shed, and we're using our simulated Hammond B3 organ right now because I didn't want to leave out the organists that are out there. You've seen our piano video, and we're going to go a little different than I normally do. We're going to do Our God is Awesome in the key of E natural. Now, I know E natural is a sort of a scary key for a lot of musicians. Uh, I like to teach on my website relative keys. By relative, I mean one key or a particular scale of a key has a lot of notes that are relative to that to another scale. As you know, we've got the E major scale, but in the scale, you see you've got you want to say a C sharp because you're in the E major scale, but that could also be a nice a D flat or a C sharp set of chords can also work within that same pattern. You see that as we go over Awesome God. All right, let's just want to make a little bit of adjustment on the sound of my simulated organ. Okay, well now you see that I've covered the scale already. I always do 2 octaves because that lets me see all the chords that are open to me within this range. All within this range is there are chords. Now, the way that Awesome starts. There we go. And then, of course, there's that drop down. Now, remember I told you that you have relative keys? And you see we got that C sharp, which is like D flat or C sharp. So when you have those chords, messed up on my bass there. So what I do is I try to picture the song chord-wise. Bass is important. There we go. Which is kind of awkward for the key of E major. But that chord, again, is found within that scale. There's your scale. There's that chord found within the scale. Add that ninth. There it is. Now, if you look at this chord, if you were in C sharp, D flat, right? But because we're in E major, again, being relative to the scale, D flat major minor, harmonic minor scale. There we go. There's that minor run. We're using it in E major, which again makes it a relative key. There's that minor again. So the more you practice, as I teach on my website, the scales and chords in every key, when you're learning a song, you'll find out that it's just another chord that's used in another key. E on the bass, B on the bass, C sharp on the bass, now I'm using 3-part harmony on my right hand, letting my left hand rest in the so to speak, because I'm looking at where the chords are to see where the left hand could help fill in. Just trying out different. For me, I'm looking at different chords. I'm hearing them in my head, and then I'm playing them on the keyboard to see, do they fit? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Very basics. Very basic that you keep a song, then you won't get caught trying to find so many off chords. Very basic. Changes. Again, melody is found within the scale. So when I look at a scale, especially in an off key like E major, I'm looking to see just what chords are available to me there in the context of the song. So that's pretty much the whole basis for the entire song. It's just when you get into the different parts. He mighty, awesome, very basic. What I do is I look at where the next chord is going. I have a technique that I teach is for transitioning from one chord to the next. You can take the train, rather you can take the plane, which is if you're in one chord, go Go straight to the next chord. Go straight to the next chord. To me, that's like the plane shortcut. You just jump right to it. Or you can take the bus and see the landscape. Hey, when I talk when I'm playing. So versus just jumping real quick, take the time, or you walk chords. So many things you can do musically once you understand, first of all, the scale in which you're working in, what chords are available. In this case, everything within the key of D, of E major. In E major, F sharp, or we'll say A flat or G sharp, depending which way you want to go. A, B, anything in D or C sharp, D flat or C sharp. Anything which in the actual E flat or D sharp family. So from a shed perspective, what am I trying to get across to you? Don't be afraid of any key that you're in if you understand what the scale melody is, the different, what I call the harmonics, either the harmonic minor or the major or the direct major minor chord. There we go. Because those chords are also available to you in flavoring whatever melody of a song you're doing. I sort of rushed through this one. Again, it's a shed. I'm trying to keep it under 15 minutes. But basics to the song. As you see, I give it that ninth there. And of course the different chords. The chorus part. The little gospel change. And I'm just about at the end of my 15 minutes. Practice, 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 and more practice. A lot of the chords that I've given you, I'm going to post on this video, and look for some more Sam Summer Shed 2013 as we go on throughout this summer. See you online. Okay.